Surprise!
What's up, guys? I'm MikeyFish and I'm your new Friday host. Yeah, I'm pretty stoked on it, man. I'd like to thank, Derek, Turi, Austin, the rest of Body Bags, man, for welcoming me with open arms. That really does mean a lot, and I'm pretty stoked, and I hope I can, do this justice for you guys, yeah. So, yeah, thank you for having me. So, the first movie I'm going to do is Billy Club. This movie was put out by Uncorked, which they've done some cool stuff. They did something like they did the movie like Peelers and a bunch of good movies like that. I think this was released 2014 or 2015. I'm not sure. I'm not quite sure. But anyways, this movie's about a group of people that meet up 15 years after a triple homicide on their Little League team. Two of their teammates and their coach were murdered by one of the other kids that's on the team. And 15 years later, they meet up, and now they plan a trip to basically commemorate their lost players and coach. And so while they're there, they start to get, hunted by a guy in a umpire uniform. And his weapon of choice is a baseball bat with nails in it and a retractable knife, and it's really, really sick. Actually, I love the way this guy looks. It's so cool looking. It's a very old looking gear and whatnot. I just think it looks so sick. It's very, very creative. So basically that's all they're doing is they're going to commemorate their lost teammates and whatnot. And while they're doing that, they start to get hunted by this maniac. And so my thoughts on this film. This is a slasher film, okay? You're not going to get the greatest story out of a slasher film, but you're not really expecting that when you watch a slasher film. If you're expecting a great story from a slasher film, you're probably going to be let down a little bit. But you know what? This movie is fresh enough for me to be, totally okay with. There's only, 3 baseball-themed, horror movies, and I think one of them's called The Catcher, which I haven't seen that one, and the other one's Devin's Ghost, which I own that one, and that one it's pretty shoddy. But I think that's it. I think there's only 3 of them, and this one, of course. And I've heard some crappy things about The Catcher, so this movie right here, I'm sure, is probably the best one. And because I watched this movie, and I like this movie a lot. I think this movie, it has a lot of good, it just flows really well. It runs 92 minutes, and it doesn't feel like it. It feels about 70 something. It's just really, really fast paced. There's always something happening, and whenever there's downtime, you really do enjoy the characters, so that really does help. The characters are great. The acting is really well done, and there is some comedy in this, but the comedy is few and far between, and it's just really, really well done. There's a character with a mustache, and he's just awesome. He needs to be in other stuff. He may have directed this movie. I'm not sure, but he needs to be in other stuff. That guy, his timing is really, really well done. And his buddy, I liked his buddy too. There's a scene in this movie where, he goes on I think it's either mushroom or acid trip. I'm not sure. And normally I don't like that kind of stuff in movies. I've never been on anything like that, so I don't really know how it is. But it seems like in movies it's pretty overdone, and in this movie it seems kind of. I don't know, but it seems like it was well done. That might just been the actor. He did a really good job, looking like he was on something and not sure if he wasn't too sure of what he was seeing. He thought it was real, but then he was like, I don't know if that's real, that kind of thing. But at the end, he's like, yeah, that's fucking real. And he's like freaking out. And I thought he did a really, really, really good job on that. Dude, I really do enjoy the characters in this movie, man. That's the best part about this movie is the characters. There's not a lot of kills in this movie, but that's fine because, it's just so well done that it's forgiven. And the kills are well done themselves. It's all practical. I think there might be, one CGI part and, maybe, a blood splatter, which you don't need, but it's not enough to, drop this movie's rating at all, It's really... It doesn't happen a lot. So... that's forgiven to me. But, dude, I just feel like this movie had a great idea. It had a simple idea, but a great execution with it. They really, really did a great job with it. It's very low budget, but you can't really... you can tell it's low budget, but they did such a good job that it's it really doesn't matter. I feel like they really were able to work with what they had, and they had not a lot, but they really, really worked with it, and it was really well done. Also, the ending, it got me. I expected what was going to happen, kind of, but not the way it panned out. It panned out completely different than what I was expecting. But I was right about who it was, but I wasn't right about what was going to happen, basically. And yeah, dude, I think this movie was really, really well done. They had great ideas. There's a scene where they go out to a lake and he cranks up this thing, and when he's cranking it, it has like a chain, and on that chain is a bunch of skeletons of people that he's killed, and they raise up out of the water, and basically like they're set in a way of like how a baseball team would be set up, and he like hits baseballs out to him and stuff, and it's really sadistic and creepy, and I really, really like that aspect. I thought they did a great job with that. Great ideas of this movie, very fresh. I definitely would check this out, especially if you're into horror, slasher films, the subgenre of slashers. Dude, this movie is pretty good, man. I would definitely check out Billy Club. I think if I had to rate this movie, I would definitely give it like an 8 out of 10. I think it's definitely worthy of that, especially for low-budget films. This movie really, really killed it. Definitely check out Billy Club. 100%. 100% check this movie out. Anyways, that's it for me. I'm MikeyFish Horror. Once again, thank you so much for letting me do this. It really means a lot. Anyways, yeah, I'll see you next Friday. Later, dudes.